0 o'clock. Stop recording.
Hello, folks. This is Blind Adam with the Awesome Sauce Comics, and we are going to interview Anthony Hammock of Comics Heating Up, www.comicsheatingup.com, and we are going to get him to call right now. Yeah, Awesome Sauce. Call Anthony.
Calling Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing, man?
Okay.
Hey, not a problem.
Hectic day for me. So my boss just bum rushed me at the end of the day with the comic questions. I accepted a new position. I didn't accept a new position. I was put into a new position without choice. And so I'm trying to deal with that. And,
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I forgot that Wednesdays were a bad day for you when I initially set this up too. And then something I just recently moved, so I've been dealing with a bunch of stuff too lately. So I apologize for all the miscommunications and stuff of that nature.
No worries. No worries whatsoever, man.
Cool.
Man, I'm sorry to hear better. I think I told you a little bit hard to hear. It comes from it. Being 41 stuff, man. So, alright, well, whenever you're ready, I get your list of questions.
Yeah, I am ready, and I think I'll rearrange the questions for a second. I'll go with, since you're a dad, what would you suggest would be the most annoying children's movie that you can watch after watching it 20 to 30 times?
All of them. No, I love them. That Despicable Me is one of my favorite. I love Toy Stories. Those are great. The one I do not like, and I think people will hate me for it, I've got two small boys, is Frozen. Disney has done a great job of trying to make gender-neutral movies where this would typically be called a girls' movie, but they added male parts in order to make it appealing to all kids. And it just doesn't work. And the songs are like earworms that are digging into my head. So definitely Frozen is my movie that after seeing probably 100 times I can't stand.
Alright, so that's the one I'm going to play for my niece when I babysit her next week.
What's that?
I was looking for movies to play for my niece when I babysit her next week that will annoy my brother and my sister-in-law to death.
Frozen is definitely good. Go with the Muppet movies, man. The new Muppet movies are fantastic. They're so just over the top, bizarre. Just the weirdness to them. That's so much fun. And that goes back to the classic Jim Henson, sensibility to it. So.
I'll do that under one caveat. As long as after I show her the new ones, I get to show her Muppets Take Manhattan, which is the greatest Muppets movie of all time.
The classic movies, the classic Muppet movies, you can't get wrong. Muppets in Space is another great one. I think that's what it's called, where they find out Gonzo's the alien. Such a weird movie.
That one I don't remember that much. I love the Christmas special.
Yeah.
That's just great. All right, so have you seen the Superman, Batman, and Suicide Squad trailers yet?
Oh yeah. Go to the both on comixheatingup.net. Batman Superman looks good. It's dark. We're moving into a very kind of a pop of the 90s, grim and gritty feel to it. The original Batman movie was kind of dark, and seeing Batman and Superman in this more dark setting, they're very much playing up the sinister role of Superman being someone with godlike powers on Earth. And, what do you do to stop somebody who, trying to save somebody who crushes a building? There's collateral damage and stuff. And Suicide Squad, man, I can't say enough about that. I'm pumped. I know Will Smith is getting a lot of flack for, his role, but
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Charlie on the big screen.
I'm gonna give Will Smith a chance. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Wow.
They couldn't have made that better.
So what? I guess my question of this was, so what books do you see heating up in the next little while due to the trailers? Besides the obvious.
Anything Harley related. I really would imagine the new 52 Suicide Squad #1, especially I think 6 and 7. Not the most recent series, but the series before that. 6 and 7 was kind of an origin of Harley Quinn. Of course, we're going to see DC Legends, well, it's called Legends, but DC Legends #1, which was a key book. #2, which was the first appearance of Modern Suicide Squad. I think it's 85 series, Suicide Squad #1. Those books are they continue to appreciate because those are the key books with the characters in them, and they're already, there's already like a pulse going. When something comes up, these books rise in price, and they're definitely good bets if you buy them cheap. And that's what I see related to that. Batman Superman, you gotta go with the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight series, down to the fact that they're pulling imagery from Batman and Superman out into the Dark Knight,
Yeah.
Batman sitting there with the lightning bolts flashing behind him. I mean, it's making me giddy, man. I mean, I'm so excited for that.
Actually, there is one book that I think is going to be a sleeper. Man of Steel miniseries #3, which is the first modern meeting between Superman and Batman.
That's a good pick. That's definitely a good pick to look at.
Actually, I think between that and with the Lucy Lane news for Supergirl, Man of Steel miniseries #4 is the first modern Lucy Lane.
It's funny because I didn't expect the Supergirl series to have so much of an impact as it's been having on back issues. So, like, seeing, Supergirl 35, Supergirl 40 pop up in value based on, potential appearances. I didn't see the show having this much of an impact. It is already. That's one of the nice things about speccing on DC movie and TV things. They really move prices of books up. And, I appreciate it. I've got 40,000 comics, and, I'm always looking for the right time to sell issues.
Yep.
As soon as these things start moving, I'm dumping them onto the market, trying to capitalize at the highest possible value I can get for them.
I say around October-ish or New York Comic Con is when I think the Supergirl stuff is really going to go up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Con season. I was at New York Comic Con last year. I'd done a couple of things. I wasn't the only guy who did it, but the X-Force #2 made the second appearance of Deadpool. I did a list of Deadpool's top 10 or first 10 appearances. But to see that book, which we had been talking about buying for $1 up at New York Comic Con, is a $20 book, and I mean, it's just funny to see. It's so cool to be ahead of the market on things like that.
I was ahead of the curve on that.
Things pop at New York.
I mean, I was getting X-Force $10 for X-Force #2s before it was cool to be doing it. I mean, I was just like for.
X-Force series has been such a sticker for such a long time, and it's been dumber, and now the fact that there's so many key issues in it now, it's amazing.
Actually, I just rewatched the trailer for the 15th time. What did you think of the Deadpool trailer?
Oh my God, I waited up. I watched it on Conan O'Brien, and I was just floored. I had seen it, I had seen the leaked trailer out of San Diego, so I kind of, you saw a crappy version of it.
Actually, that's the version I watched like 20 times.
See it in high def, and to hear the jokes and see everything was going on, and the fact that it was uncensored on television, or pretty much uncensored. Oh man, it just blew me away. It looks so good.
I'm gonna have to catch it on YouTube because I actually read about it on one of the official news sources of the podcast, comicsheatingup.net. Is where I actually read about the. So I was on Conan. I still don't have the TV hooked up yet, so.
Oh man, yeah, you definitely have to see it. I've got the web Spider-Man trailer up on my site. So if anybody hasn't seen it, don't push it over to comixeatingup.net or do a quick search of Deadpool trailer and it'll come up. It's on there.
Yeah. Any outside of the obvious, once again, any Deadpool books you see going up in value because of the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious one is I'm expecting New Mutants 98 just to pop. I'm waiting for it. I know there's like a 9.4 CQC right now on eBay for $350, which is a steal. And I'm surprised I haven't bought it yet. But I mean, we're talking Deadpool, New Mutants 98. You gotta have it. Deadpool Circus, the Circle Chase, the Joe Kelly run on Deadpool. Pretty much any of the older stuff is gonna, appreciate the value. What's the comedian's name? TJ Miller is funny in that.
That's the dude who's playing Weasel, right?
Yeah. What's that?
That's the dude who's playing Weasel, correct?
I still didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's
Yeah, he's playing Weasel. That's there's conflicting reports on which one it is. I'm gonna say it's what was it? Yeah, first okay.
According to another good friend of the show, Terry Hawkins, it's Cable number 3.
Okay, that sounds about right. And Terry's a great guy. Everybody should go to his site, awesomesauce.com. Check it out. He's got some fantastic variants for volume 2, number 1. Really low print on that. I love that book, and he did not know the part of his variants. Sorry, I didn't segue into a full commercial one, but Terry's a great guy.
You know what? Terry's done me a few favors, so I have no problem plugging Terry. And at least once every couple weeks, I waste 2 hours on his website reading the top 200 back issues.
Yeah, we want it over on our site as well. Like Terry's a friend of ours, so he gets exposure that way. I get exposure. And that site is really beneficial, which is always good. But yeah, given was it the New X-Men, the 5, that's what it was. The Megasonic Teenage Warhead first appearance.
115, and after watching her in the trailer, I'm stoked. I'm buying them. I've been buying them for the last 2 weeks since I saw the trailer.
Yeah, I know. It's 115. Thanks, that's been corrected. It's been a long day here. To be honest.
Yeah,
psycho experience. Just sitting around, people don't realize. The average person who's not really expecting the books don't realize how much value is in these back issues. That book from the past, I remember a series of responded. That's crap. And that's not. I mean, there's so much gold out there that can be dug up. So, but yeah, it's Deadpool. You're going to see a ton of books. I've been a Deadpool fan since early on. I recently sold Circle Chase issues that I had multiple copies of it from buying collections back in the 90s. And, I'm just so happy to get rid of some of the stuff that for years somebody wanted. That's why I hold everything and never sell it. I never do 25-cent sales or 99-cent sales because these things can, come back and be of value.
Actually, let me ask you this, speaking of that, because I put them in my 50-cent boxes, now I'm crying. Why is Saga a Crystar number 1 a hot book?
Next one.
Saga a Crystar.
He recently reappeared in Weird World number 2. And there's guys my age, in their 40s, who remember reading that series. And it was a cool series. But that's why it's being picked up. He reappeared in Weird World and looks like he's going to be reintroduced back to the Marvel Universe.
And Marvel is going for some weird stuff right now. Weird Tales, Red Wolf, which is nice because I had a bunch of those Marvel Spotlights, and nice to see them sell finally.
Yeah. It's been kind of fun with Marvel. It's the realization that it's
Alright, my next question, and this is a bonus question I just thought of today. I do apologize for not sending it, but I can only do an hour worth of eating Oreos and watching trailers online for so long. What books out of the new Marvel 46 do you see that are going to be worth speculating on? Sure. Out of all the new Marvel 46, as I'm calling it, coming out in October, what books do you like the most out of the new relaunch?
I'm an old school guy. I like legacy numbering. I hate reboots for the purpose of reboots. But one of the books I'm really looking forward to because he's such an underserved character is Blade. This new Blade series looks fantastic. It's his daughter. He's got this mysterious daughter off in college, and she discovers that she's got, this Night Stalker legacy, this bloodline in her, and it's a cool concept. I'm really digging that. Of course, Deadpool. I hate to say it, but Deadpool sells books.
Yep.
That's a must pick up. Any Deadpool #1 that you can get is going to be, a must pick up. There's a ton of books.
Let's see. Can I tell you what one of my favorite picks out of the whole lot is?
What's that?
Drax, the Best in the Galaxy, written by one CM Punk and drawn by Ed McGuinness.
That's a good one. The cover to that is fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a cover of Drax in like a wrestling ring.
Yep.
And it's just so awesome. I don't know if that's going to be a variant or a regular cover. I must say that's Ed McGuinness who did that, but it's a fantastic cover.
And actually, the reason I like that, because I'm actually starting to pick up copies, because there's still a cover price, Thor Annual 1, which is CM Punk's first comic book work. I'm a huge CM Punk fan, so I even started buying all the WWE Superstar #1 variants.
Yeah, I've got a friend, and I don't want to throw his name out there because he'd probably be mad that I should, spotlight the Z-Big star, but I won't do that either. He's got CM Punk's autograph tattooed on his forearm. He's a huge CM Punk fan.
Yeah.
So I think he's there with you.
Yeah, so like I said, that was like, as soon as I saw he was writing Drax, I was like, nice. So we're in the middle of con season right now. If you can only go to one convention, which one would you recommend going to?
For me?
Yeah.
Baltimore is the one to go to. It's close to my house. I always have a good time at Baltimore. It's close to my house. I don't have to travel that far. And Baltimore's a great comic book city. It's also, Japanese comic worlds are there, but so does comic distributors and surrounds. But other than that, it's a real comic fan comic convention. You don't have all the media celebrities. You have like cosplayers and stuff. It's comic books. It's comic creators. They do a great job with it. I can't dismiss New York Comic Con because it's such a fantastic show.
That's my home show, so I'm always there.
Yeah.
I am a New Yorker, so New York Comic Con is my home con. But the one I'm looking forward to right now in the next couple of weeks is Connecticut Comic Con, which is happening next weekend.
Yeah. There's been a couple of cons screening out in Connecticut lately. I think there's like 3 or 4 competing ones. There's another one coming up in September.
That would be the Hartford Comic Con, which has a great guest list.
Did you say Hartford?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I know one of the guys who runs it. He's a really great guy. I just love going to cons. I haven't been to one. I went to DC this year, and that's all I've been to so far. But I would just, I guess being on the floor, digging through back issue bins, looking up wall books, checking out the cosplay ladies. There's so many great places to sound.
Like I said,
it's just such an experience of being at a con.
there's nothing like it. Let's see. Unfortunately, I missed Boston, and that's kind of sad because Jim does for a great show. But I'm really looking forward to Connecticut over at Mohegan Sun, just because I'm gonna get the guest list has like John Leslie Shipp and Kevin Conroy, as well as Steve McNiven.
Yeah.
So I was just like sold, interview, sold, interview. I hope McNiven's original art isn't too expensive because I'm really thinking of dropping money on a page.
It's worth a banner. Perfectly good way to go.
You know, what, you know, if you had to pick a top 5 back issues right now, what would they be?
Probably, like, recent back issues. The Gut number 1 came out of nowhere from Creature Entertainment. It popped. It was really hard to find. It was going, all 3 covers were going for $70 at one point. I had a copy of the Kickstarter version of number 1. I sold that for $75.
Wow.
Yeah. I put it up for $200, the best off. And I think somebody sold a second version for $75. So that was at auction. The first offer that I got to the purchase that I was, okay, I think we've got the market set to the story, so I can sell that for $75. That's definitely a book to look for. Creature Entertainment's a great publisher, small press, small print runs, good stories. The Gut was a really good read.
I'm gonna have to read it because it came out, like you said, it came out of nowhere, and I just, before I knew it, every place I checked was sold out.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pull 5 right now, but I would say start looking at the spread. Justin Jordan, Kyle Strong. I was on eBay last night. You know, I'm always on eBay and trying to know what's nuts, but on eBay last night and sold 4 copies of a CGC 9.8 disappeared. Don't for $30. Cheap buy for 9.8. And, you know, anytime, I've got a gut feeling on this, that's all I'm going to say, is I've got a gut feeling that something happened with spread, and Justin Jordan had sold the rights to Deep State.
Oh, wow.
And so now he's got media ties, and other than the road,
Password incorrect.
you know,
Enter voicemail password.
Going
Secure.
into
Text field
some kind of media
is editing.
you know, and I have fun. I'm a big spread fan too. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah, I know.
Every issue, including the Terra Comic Con preview in the blue and the yellow.
I sold that.
I'm sorry. Just to see a couple of books on a series that's not really moving just sell within an hour. You know, something up. So I would say keep an eye out for the spread in the coming months. Trying to think of any other ones that are really popping up the top of my head. Let's go with my top 2. How about that?
Alright, let's see. Let me see if I can add a third one for you. Never Go Home Again. Especially, and the reason I'm going to bring this up for 2 reasons. A, because number 3 I'm doing really well with. And you have a signing coming up.
I am signing Saturday with Matt Rosenberg. Yeah, I do.
Yep, over at Third Eye, right?
That's really comics and such a great shop. The owner Steve is very punk rock. He's old school punk rock. That's the kind of music I grew up in. So looking at the covers he's got out, he's got a Bad Nasty variant coming out for number 1, I think, which I'm surprised they got away with it because it is the cover, just looking like you go back into the eyes. Books of those also has an awesome set of variants from 1 and 2 that are misfit homages. And then also at the sign of this week is Human Terrorists number 1. And that's NWA straight out Compton homage.
Yeah, I may actually be emailing you about that later on tonight.
Yeah, that looks good. It's going to be a big book. Matt Pizzola, I think that's how his name's pronounced, is doing it. And also, Black Mouse News Transcendence number 1. Michael Morsi sold out, staying back for another. But he writes a lot of good stuff, so I'm excited about that. So,
I saw that as soon as that became one of Larry Doherty's picks of the week, I knew the book was going to sell out. I said as soon as Transference, I knew that was going to sell out the minute Larry Doherty picked it as one of his picks of the week.
It was a good book. Fun book. So, the interesting read so far is it's
said, I knew as soon as I saw that double spread, I said, this book is gonna get recalled.
Yeah. Well, those convention teasers, there's 3 of them. There was a blue one, yellow one, which was I think it was 200 for the blue, 50 for the yellow, and like 25 for the black and white, and that's the only one they don't have is the black and white. And then Calstrom did the art book featuring the covers recently, which was limited to 100. If something were to happen with spread, those books, man, those are going to be ridiculously high priced.
Oh, that without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I'm actually started getting into, and if I could see if something was ever redone with the character, I actually just started watching MTV's The Max.
Oh, fantastic.
And like I said, a lot of those, like of course the later issues are tough, but the early issues are easy to find.
Yeah, the last issue was a beast. You can find number 1s pretty much everywhere. It's really high printed. I wouldn't say there was like a gold or a black and white variant. Not black and white, glow in the dark variant.
Yep.
But they're out there. But yeah, that last issue, that's something that's been on my list for a while to find. And
There's someone on eBay last night for like $100, and I was just like, nah. It's like,
do I pay the rent this month, or do I buy this book?
yeah, I was just like, nah, I'm going to Connecticut Comic-Con, maybe afterwards. And, you know, I'm also seeing, like, various Batman characters getting hot right now, too.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever think a character like Anarchy's first appearance would command, like, $10 to $15?
I remember Anarchy when he first came out, and my phone's about to switch, so bear with me 1 second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, yeah, I remember when that Anarchy book first came out, I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool thing. I was a young punk guy, so I'm like, Anarchy, yeah, and then the character wasn't that great. But, you know, what they're doing with them now is kind of cool, so, yeah, it's great to see some, again, anything on your back issue bin that you can sell for more money, you know, $1 is always cool.
Definitely, and that's why I was just like, I went to my dollar box, and I was like, I know I had to take 608, so I just scooped them the heck out of there quick. You know, same thing with Titans #1, and actually, World's Finest 246 is a book I see blowing up now too.
Yeah. No, it's again, if you sit on anything long enough, I go back to I never sell anything for a quarter, never sell anything for $1, just because I've been burned so many times with that. That I had multiple copies of Saga #1 when it first came out, but I was getting okay money. It was going great at the time, but man, I wish I had held on to those. There are so many things, but you can't regret making money. But
No. Because let's see, recently like I said, I bought a collection of over 100 boxes. I wanted to downsize, so all the Valiant stuff that was in there, I just put in an auction, box of books. I got $200 for it. Made my money back in the collection. Now I'm kicking myself because of the Rise Zeros.
Yeah. Who would have thought? I mean, who would have thought? I see, places for $20 now. I know I've got 2 or 3 copies. Floating around. I've got all this Valiant stuff that I bought when I was buying collections back in the day. And the problem with having as many back issues as I do, I have some in storage, and it's making me out to the storage facility that I have it in to dig them out. And then, you got to pick the boxes out, pull them into the hallway, and
Yep.
go through them, and, it's a hassle. So, but yeah, who would have thought that these Valiant books would have been, anything?
Because the only Valiant books I've been getting money on for the longest time was the Super Mario Brothers and the Harbinger ones. And then all of a sudden they had to be like all the other cool kids in the black and make a movie deal.
Yeah.
Punks. How is Sesame Place?
It was awesome, man. It's my second time taking my oldest son, my first time with my little guy. It's cool. There's some fun rides, like they have a little roller coaster, which my older son likes to ride, so we rode it like 30 times over the 2 days we were there. And,
Nice.
when the characters come out, my 2-year-old, just to see the expression on his face when Ernie and Bert are there, or the cow, or Big Bird. And it was great. It was honestly the best few days I've had in so long, and I really needed to get away. So even just going up to Sesame Place it was fun.
So I'm thinking of suggesting a day trip for my niece who's 11, but I don't know if that's a little too old for it or not.
Well, there's still a lot of great places in northern Pennsylvania, but in Pennsylvania, not too far from there. Hershey Park is great. I don't know how far away from you that would be. Dutch Wonderland is not too far from there, probably like an hour or so away. That's a great place too. It sounds more childish, but it's all ages. They have some really fantastic shows there. We went there last year, Hershey and Enchanted Forest. It's worth the day trip.
Cool. I'll definitely keep that all in mind. We just went to Action Park a couple weeks ago, and it was fun. Action Park's it's a water park in Jersey. It's really fun.
Are you in Jersey now?
Yeah. Jersey, New York.
Well, I stay in Jersey when I go to New York Comic Con, so there's a little town right across the Lincoln Tunnel. Hotel prices are a lot cheaper on that side.
Yeah, that's what everybody does.
Yeah. So my buddy Mel, who works for the site, Mel Day, also known as Mel's movie guy, I would say he lives in the Bronx, and I'm not a New York guy at all. So I don't know how far away that is, but I might end up pulling a couch trip with him if it's Wednesday. That'll save me a lot of money on hotels. That's more variant covers I can buy.
Actually, Mel does good work for the site. I like his reports, and you know what my new favorite feature on your website is? It's the toy box thing that you got going on there.
Yeah, that's Tyson B.
Yep.
Tyson's a great guy out of Texas, man. He's a toy dealer. He's a dad of, he got 5 kids.
Something like that.
5 kids, man. Great story. Good guy. And just loves toys. And, when he approached me, I'm like, yeah, man, absolutely. So.
And of course, I want to say, thank you for everything you do for the podcast, and I really thank you for the friendship and the support.
Hey, man, thank you. I really appreciate you. I'm glad you're doing your thing, and, it's just awesome. Any way to get the word out about the comic book community and comic books in general is it's all right with me, so.
Yep.
Well, thanks again, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, definitely. And my last 2 questions, which I'm going to tie into one, is what beer goes best with Pizza Hut, and better movie, Minions or Ant-Man?
What beer goes best with Pizza Hut? Vodka. I'm not a Pizza Hut fan. I like Domino's. But I'm a simple guy. I like Miller Lite. I like Corona. That always goes good with pizza. Miller Lite is, to me, the best beer to go with pizza, even though it's such a crappy beer. We've got a great beer down here called National Bohemian.
I tried it when I was at Baltimore.
Natty Bo goes with Eversted, so that's what I'm going to pick for Pizza Hut. Natty Bo.
Nice.
And what is better, Ant-Man or Minions? God, that's a tough one. I love Minions. But Ant-Man was like Guardians of the Galaxy in the fact that people outside the comic community had no clue who he was. So I'm going to go with Ant-Man because, I've got guys at work going, Ant-Man was awesome. I'm like, yeah, Ant-Man is awesome. And it was a very kinetic movie. It was a lot of action. Minions was silly and fun, but I got to go with the action in the end.
Yeah, I actually thought Ant-Man was also a comedy, which I really enjoyed.
Yes.
That's the first Marvel movie where I laughed my butt off, and just the Falcon fight I thought was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, I still can't get I can't get over the Thomas the Train scene. That one just cracked me up. How when they were small, they're filming it from that angle. You know, it's so big, it's so giant. It's train, and they're fighting on the train, and then they pull back, and it's just the toy train going around on the track, and every time that cracked me up. And it's the comedy level in Deadpool. I don't mean to go back to Deadpool, but every one of the trailers where he's either French beef or smoke with his with his mask on, and stuff all that. Oh God, that's just funny. It's stupid. It's funny, but it makes me happy. And
Actually, my favorite line from the Deadpool trailer is when he's meeting Mega Sonic Warhead. He's like, "Holy bleep! That's the best name ever."
All the other kids are taken. Doing that discovery where you catch X-Men 115, and when she comes up with her name, I think it's the name of a song, or maybe the name of an album, or band, it's music related of some sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that.
There was a crack about all the other names being taken, and yeah, I mean, it works out so well.
I actually think Grant Morrison's run on the X-Men is so underrated, just for story-wise.
Yeah.
But, alright, man, I know you had a very, very long day in the office. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this with me. And you have yourself a great night, and you get home to your wife and kids safe, my friend.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You take care and enjoy the new place.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right.
Alright, see you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, delete. 2, 1, okay, cancel. Secure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, delete. Cancel. Okay. Cancel. Button. Map. Videos. Mail. Items. Alert. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stop recording but 3803. Stop cancel button. Stop recording button. Enter.